nose, lips, ears, you need to start prescribing to Egypt. If you ain't got no African, what they call African centeredness or African consciousness, or if you just being woken up to this African consciousness or African awareness, make yourself aware that this is not no fad or it's not no trend. This is not something that brothers like self stand up here to do just to try to sound all fancy and deep. We really live in this stuff. I'm really prescribed to these things. This ain't no mumbo jumbo. It ain't nothing deep to figure out, regardless of what you try to study. But if you don't take no time to the self and deal with it on self basis, you're not allowing the soul no time to grow. You're not allowing self growth. Your physical body can only grow so far. That's the illusion. The physical body. It's an illusion. Because it's trying to hold the soul. But it can't even hold the soul. That's the only reason the soul leaves. You don't die. You leave. The only reason you leave because the vibration of your tone is too much for this physical body. That's why it's growing. It has to grow and expand just in order to hold the soul. Because the soul is growing. And then it's going to come to a point in time when the soul outgrows the spirit and the physical body. And when that happens, it pulls the spirit from the physical body. Or it takes all the electromagnetic energy with it as well. Everything decides to leave. And the body starts withering up. See how the body withers up? You can put someone in a casket, they put the embalming fluid in them and everything. To try to preserve them, you know. They're not going to show you because they know you ain't going to come back and check on that body every week and see how it's doing. But it's decomposing at a rapider rate than it took for it to get to that point. So that's the illusion. But the soul had to grow in its physical world. And the time that you're here, you had to spend that time cultivating a relationship with yourself. Stop trying to go on dates and all that. I ain't saying don't get out and don't do that. But that should not be your focus of life. Your focus on life should be self. Focus on self. It's not selfish. You got to take that time to self. Learn how to love yourself. Play with yourself. Giggle with yourself. Keep yourself company. As I told y'all before, start talking to yourself. And while you're talking to yourself, listen to yourself. Listen to what you're saying. Record yourself when you talk to the self. Y'all got all these phones and gadgets. It's more than 1 or 2, 3 or 4 or 5 ways to record yourself and listen, see what's going on with self. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Drink you some alkaline water, get you some moringa, get you some blue-green algae, you know, get you some black authors. And I'm not talking about those street thug novels that the brothers and sisters be reading. Those are not black authors that I'm talking about. No disrespect to what y'all doing. I'm not knocking y'all writing some fictitious story. Or some of them may be real. But still, it's not dealing with self and kind. Maybe some brothers and sisters go through that stuff, but that's not helping the children, brothers and sisters. Start prescribing to the black authors that's putting in the work and the research. And stop placing limitations on yourself or what you can't read or what you don't understand. So a man thinketh, so shall it be. And we're not going to have that no more in this great day and time. You know, no more. What you have to, I don't even want to write. I just want to talk. You know, nature provided you with everything that you needed right now. You already have it. And with that in mind, you have to start paying respect to nature. You're going to have to start giving back to nature. And when I say that, you're going to have to start making yourself aware of nature and call out to nature and start communicating with nature on every level. Communicate with the trees. Communicate with the water, with the wind, with the earth. Communicate with the fire. Communicate with the sun. Because they're responsible for letting you be here. They didn't have to let you be here, but they did. So give thanks to them and be grateful that you're here. And start making yourself aware of your greatness that exists within yourself. And I guarantee you, when you start approaching other people's from this perspective, everything will start going good as far as communications is concerned with these individuals. Everybody will be more happy about seeing you. Everybody will be more delighted to see you. You wouldn't feel bad. You won't worry about when people trying to get you down, because you done already got yourself up. And once you know how to do it for the self, then you go out and emulate that same thing that you did to yourself to somebody else. And that's going to even lift you up further. The strength is inside. It's not outside. It's not pumping through your blood. That's the soul. Your soul makes all of this stuff function. The day you check out of here, that's when they turn off. You are that light. And don't let nobody tell you lesser. It's already in you. You just have to activate it. It ain't something that happens instantaneous, like I said. It's going to happen over the course of time. It's a natural process. You have to stop thinking that nature only stops here on Earth. Nature keep on going off the planet. Nature is you got universal nature. You got a galactical nature. You got a cosmic nature. You got a spiritual nature. You got an astral nature. You got an emotional nature. And all of these is realms and dimensions that these frequencies or these vibrations or these tones exist in. These stages of light, they go back into the darkness, to the dark light beings. You start dealing with dark matter. You start dealing with dark energy. You start dealing with the true darkness that you come from. It's already in your DNA, which are the subtle sides of the physical self. That ain't even in the soul yet. But your ancestors left something in your DNA to be activated so you can get in tune with that soul, with that ray. Because you got soul. James Brown told you that. Eric B. and Rakim reiterated it to you. Soul to Soul told you. Back to light, back to reality. It's all in the music. Music dealing with the tones. Tone dealing with vibration, spark, and light, which is ray. Dark light. The biorhythms. All of this is dealing with soul, ray, self. You got to cultivate that self like you would cultivate some cucumbers in a garden. You're going to have to find articulate ways to make, you have to start looking at the self like it's your higher relationship. That's your boo or your man or my wifey or my hubby, you know, or my mate, whatever term makes you comfortable with dealing with relationship. You see the ray in relationship. You can see it. It's all for real. And you got to keep it real with yourself. Like that Mary J. Blige and Method Man song, You All That I Need. Start looking at all these love songs and all that, and look at it like you're talking to the true self, the soul, the ray, which is the highest self, from the highest forms of energy, from the deepest forms of energy, or the darkest, or the most powerfulest. You come from greatness. You already great. You just let somebody lie to you and told you was less than that. You believed them. You started prescribing to the beliefs of your lesser than instead of greater than. Remember the signs, lesser than and greater than? Remember them? Or was it? This was lesser than, right? That was greater than. Less, they say great. Really, it's them points. That point right there going that way is trying to show you going in is great. When you go out, you're going to get less. You achieve less going out than you get